open as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers come in with a record of 6-5 to take on the 6-4 BC Lions in a crucial West Division showdown.
Kevin Glenn making his 164th career start. This guy simply is the best insurance policy going in the Canadian Football League. What a treat to have him playing quarterback. BC's leaning on him the rest of the way. Drew Willie, this kid, hey, no worries if he gets behind because he's the fourth quarter comeback. This kid just absolutely thrives in critical situations. Love how he plays the game.
Winnipeg coming off back-to-back losses in the Labor Day series against their arch rivals from Saskatchewan. Now falling to 6-5 on the season. Last year at this point, the Bombers were 2-9. And on the other side, Mike Benevides' team won 7-5 last week against Ottawa. And Benevides said, "I will not apologize for an outstanding defensive performance."
They shouldn't have to either. That's getting it done and finding a way. I think their team grew last week in that victory.
Ricky Schmidt to kick things off. And taking the ball deep is Fiona Godino, or Studemeyer rather, for the Bombers. And Studemeyer quickly across the 30, moving ahead across the 40. And finally knocked out of bounds is Troy Studemeyer. Up around the 45-yard line, a 38-yard return. As the starters to watch are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, where custom advice comes standard.
Yeah, I talked about Drew Willie and how he handles his business, no matter whether he's in front or behind. This kid plays with a lot of confidence, and certainly last week his go-to guy was Aaron Kelly. Really had a breakout game, having a career season. Then on the other side, Nick Grigsby got to find a way to run the football and be successful against this BC Lions defense.
First down from the 45-yard line. The play fake to Grigsby, and now Willie throws it out to the flat. And that pass handcuffed Aaron Kelly, who picks up 3 on the play.
Yeah, look at the defense of the BC Lions. Shut down Nick Grigsby last time he was in this building. I can tell you, Bazzi right there, boy, he's stellar. You talk to Mark Washington, defensive coordinator, he says this kid reminds him a lot of Cam Wake. Solomon Elminian having a career year. And Dante Marsh once again making it happen on the corner.
On 2nd and 7, Willie from the shotgun has time and throws. The pass is caught by Kelly for a first down into BC territory and down to the 49-yard line.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, this kid was hot last week and is carrying over this week. One-on-one with Ryan Phillips, one of the best in the business. Boy, he just pushes him off, gets him out of his back pedal, then makes an acrobatic catch, leaping out for it. Ball was spotted outside. Long arms of Kelly pulled that one down.
Made a circus catch for the touchdown last week. First down for the BC 49. Play fake again to Grigsby. They throw it to Clarence Denmark. And Denmark gets around the corner. Clarence Denmark down to the 44-yard line for a gain of 5. Quick starts have been part of the story for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have been excellent in the first quarter of the season, outscoring the opposition 71-39. It's been the second quarter that's been the Bombers' problem, to the point where Mike O'Shea was joking they're going to play a first, third, fourth, and fifth quarter from now on.
Absolutely. It lit up in the second quarter.
Here comes the blitz on 2nd and 5. Willie stands in and throws. It's incomplete. As the pass got away from Corey Watson, it brings up 3rd down for the Bombers. And Drew Willie showing some frustration in the early going as he heads to the sideline.
Yeah, and he's looking for his receivers to see the sight adjustment, because all head's breaking loose and he's got pressure in his face, and the receivers are coming over here like this, but nobody's coming in there with a sense of urgency, giving him something to throw to. They just all kind of stop and underneath, over top of one another. You can see it there late. Not on the same page with the young quarterback, and that costs him an opportunity to keep the chains moving.
They're up Haralahu, aimed a punt now for Winnipeg, and Tim Brown stands back to receive as Haralahu sends that towering punt towards the sidelines. It goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it inside the 20 at the 11. Kevin Glenn is back as the #1 man in Vancouver. The starting quarterback for the 10th time this year gets his first crack at it when the CFL on TSN returns after this. Wahoo to pin the BC Lions are only 11-yard line to their opening possession of the game with Kevin Glenn at the controls. And the toss to Stefan Logan. Logan bouncing outside, gets through the first wave and fights his way up to the 21-yard line, close to a first down, as Maurice Leggett finally makes the stop, a pickup of 10 yards.
Why not run the football? And Kevin Glenn certainly understands the importance of getting these two guys. I've got both running backs highlighted because BC's got to get this going against the worst run defense in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the CFL this season. And those guys are going to be critical to making that happen. And certainly when they get hot, they're as good as anybody in the Canadian Football League.
Short yardage team comes on now for BC as Logan was stopped just short of a Lions first down. Andrew Harris saying this week that he feels that the Lions could run for 250 yards tonight against Winnipeg. John Beck, in with the short yardage team, dives ahead, gets 3 yards in the play, and a BC first down.
Yeah, coming right up the middle, highlighting the defense of the Bombers. These guys have got to be solid. You got Bryant Turner in the middle. He's got to plug it up, and he's got to keep this guy, Ejiro Kawali, clean. And then Leggett in the back end. He's been his most productive defensive back in the Canadian Football League there with 5 interceptions. Really been a nice find for the Winnipeg at the free safety position.
Play fake on first down to Harris, and now Glenn swings it up to Rolling the ball, and the big fullback rumbling now. That's out to the 32-yard line and close another BC first down.
That's a tendency buster right there. The big man out in the flat going about 250. Rolly Lumbala just going to sneak in from right in front of you. You're going to watch him come out in the flat. Here he comes. Just give it to him, Kevin. And watch ugly things happen. The little guy's trying to tackle the big man. Just running him over.
5th catch of the year for Lumbala, who averaged about 10 yards of reception.
Yeah, because nobody's expected it. It's beautiful.
Now Logan on short yardage runs right into the pile. And in the middle of that pile is Abraham Chroma for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but it should be and is a BC first down. Lions scored their first possession of the season, have not scored a touchdown in an opening possession since.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of this scored. To count them right across the board. You've got all these cats right here lining up. You got 7 offensive linemen. It's going to be big for the BC Lions trying to establish that line of scrimmage against a team that certainly has basically been on their heels concerning the run all season long.
On first down, Glenn back to throw, swings it up to Harris, and Andrew Harris dives his way ahead, out close to the 40-yard line.
And Winnipeg Blue Bombers are certainly struggling against the run, and there's a peek back at the last 5 weeks, and 4 out of 5 is not good. But in fairness to this defense, they've been in most of those football games, and that could be a little misleading, but at the end of the day, it's 3 times against Saskatchewan who runs the football better than anybody in the Canadian Football League. So, but they certainly got to shore it up. BC's going to try to attack it right there all day long.
Here comes the blitz, and down goes Kevin Glenn as he is sacked by Desjardins. And Desjardins with his 3rd sack of the year. A big defensive play for the Bombers, and the drive is over for the BC Lions.
Yeah, and he's good at this, and here he is right here, just basically coming untouched to Kevin Glenn, and they're bringing 1 more than they have to block in this play, and looks pretty easy. Kevin just doesn't have time to chuck and duck. He's just got to duck. He can live to play another play.
Troy Studemeyer back to receive the punt from Ricky Schmidt. Up around 45 yards a kick so far this year. Another booming drive from Schmidt. Studemeyer, his 37-yard line, retreating. And takes a hard shot there to pick up a couple of yards on the play. As the special teams tackle is made by Pascal Lochard. Desjardins with the sack. No score so far at the stadium at BC Place.
Happen second-year player from Fresno State. Now you can have Lambala coming across here. You have two spies here for the over and under, and here comes Deja Dunn off the edge. You've only got 5 guys to block 6 that are coming on this play. And Kevin Glenn's got nowhere to go with the football. It's a good scheme by Gary Echeverry getting it done, pressured Kevin Glenn early.
First down, Bombers from the Winnipeg 41-yard line. Another play fake to Grigsby. Willie over the middle. The catch is made by Clarence Denmark, and Denmark down to the 47-yard line. Finally gets stopped in the play by Torrey Williams, but the gain is 22 yards.
Yeah, Gordon, this is a play you see often in the Canadian Football League. It's kind of like a climb route. It comes left or right in your screen, and Drew Woody does a nice job of play fake, sucks in the linebackers, open up a bunch of space back here because the linebackers have got it, they're flat-footed at this point. He takes his drop, lifts it over the top of their heads, and finds the location to Denmark. Well done offensively.
Here comes the blitz on first down, and the carry goes to Grigsby, who dives across the 40-yard line for a pickup of 7.
Well, that's huge. That is huge for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to get Nick Grigsby off, because last time they played, 15 carries, only 19 yards allowed by this BC Lions defense. And this guy's lightning. When they get him in space, boy, he's as good as anybody in the Canadian Football League. Certainly explosive, whether he's catching the rock or they're giving it to him. They got to try to establish that line of scrimmage themselves and help the young quarterback out.
Leads the league in rushing yards and in carries for 10 yards or more. Second and short. Willie from the shotgun swings it up. Grigsby the catch. And he's close to a first down as Elamimian makes the tackle. They'll spot him at the 38-yard line. That'll leave him a yard short of a first down.
Solomon Elamimian, it doesn't look like much. He's flying to the football because that's his responsibility. But when he gets to the point of contact, it's usually ugly. Just Sully's right here, and that's his man, so he's already out leveraged, so he's got to get on his horse if he free releases. That's exactly what Grigsby does. So he's on his horse too. When he gets there, bang, he delivers a load. I guarantee you, you got a mic in front of Grigsby right now, he's going to say that guy hurts when he hits you. Solomon bringing it every time. A little upset with me because I called him out earlier in the season, saying that he got trucked by a running back from Toronto. He still remembers that. I said, it's all right, Sully. He said, if that gets you going, I'm fine with that. But boy, he takes a lot of pride bringing it every time he steps on the football field. And when he arrives at the point of contact, usually bad things are happening for the opposition.
Third and a full yard for the Bombers. Now they'll bring on their short yardage team. Benavides looking on as his BC Lions turned in a tremendous defensive performance last week. Ottawa ran for 16 yards total in that football game last week. Mark comes on with the short yardage team. Should have it, but it'll be close. Got thrown back there by Torrey Williams, along with Ronnie Yell. And they marked them down at the 36.5-yard line. It'll be more than enough for the first down.
Tough sledding in the middle there.
First down, Winnipeg.
And it is a first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Solomon Elamimian simply just making it happen this year. As of yesterday, as Kyrie saved there, had a few tackles. He is way out in front of folks. Just having a spectacular year, finding the football more often than anybody in the Canadian Football League.
From the 37, and around the corner goes Grigsby. He's got room to run, goes vaulting over Dante Marsh, and then gets whacked by Adam Bighill.
That was Solomon Elamimian. Caught him in midair. Solly meets him as he's jumping in the air. Not a good idea if you Nick Grigsby. Great play call by Marcel Belfay, offensive coordinator. Here's Solly. He's going to track him all the way over here. Bang. Get on your horse, Solly. Yards are gained, but then here comes Solly. Boink. Well, that's going to leave a mark. Hustling. And he catches him flush as he's in midair.
Gain of 12 on the play. And now Willie, with time, wants to go to the end zone, throws underneath instead to Grigsby, reverses his tracks, gets around Elamimian, and then gets thrown down on the play by Alex Bazzi, and the gain is 4.
Well, hey, he found a nice job by Drew Willie on a check down to Grigsby, but Grigsby, I guaranteed, he knows that Solly is close by, and he puts on the brakes because he doesn't want to take another one in the ear hole. He's just taken 2 the last couple of plays, and he puts on the brakes and tries to put a little deke on Solly, and manages to avoid Solly, but he takes it from another line.
7th play of the drive for Winnipeg. 2nd and 5. Willie calls his own number. Room to run. Drew Willie slides across the 10-yard line, has the first down at that spot. So Drew Willie takes off, averaging about 7 yards a carry. This year he gets 11.
Yeah, Gord, this is pretty simple. Empty backfield, everybody's gone. Nobody back there at Drew Willie. He got very few people here. Man coverage, and Drew Willie's going to see that. It's a design play. Nobody's in the middle. Watch it. Well, look, that's a great block up front. Just let him go that way, take him that way. You got a big lane there. Get it done, Drew. Showing he can do it with his arm as well as his legs. That's what they love him in Winnipeg.
First down from just outside the 10. Willie to the end zone. Incomplete for Robbie Bryant. Back on the coverage was Cord Parks for BC.
I think Robbie had a step on him. Robbie Bryant certainly got the speed still. He's coming right at you. A little corner route. Better to overthrow this than underthrow it. He's got a step on him, and his man's in the trail position. Just couldn't quite find the veteran receiver, Robbie Bryant.
Receivers on the wide side of the field. Willie throws, incomplete for Grigsby. And it'll bring up 3rd down for the Bombers as the drive, which began at the Winnipeg 41-yard line, stalls at the BC 10.
That's promising for this team. Keeping their defense off the field, driving the football, 2/3 of the length of the field. Drew Willie's going to check down once again because tight coverage, zone coverage. Tries to throw, but he's behind to Nick Grigsby. Grigsby can't haul it in with one hand. People probably ask him why did he try to get 2 hands on it, because he probably didn't want to put himself in a defensive position because Adam Bighill and Solomon Elamimi are close by.
Arlahu, the rookie, having a great season for Winnipeg, puts the 17-yard field goal through, and Winnipeg has the first points of the football game, up 3-0 here in quarter number 1. Of the acquisition of Kevin Glenn was the trade of the century by the BC Lions to acquire some insurance.
Absolutely. Look at this. Numbers bear out. These are huge because these are wins. These are victories. You're talking about some of the best in the league, if not the best in the league, and Kevin Glenn is the top of them all over the last 4 seasons. That tells a big story there, how valuable he is to this football team, certainly Calgary over the last 2 seasons.
Arlahu to kick off, and here is Tim Brown from the 10-yard line. Brown with the seam, jumps across the 30, and he got hammered down there in the special teams play by Winnipeg's Chris Randall. 3-0 Winnipeg leads the CFL on TSN's back to Vancouver after this.
Great defensive scheme, a little unorthodox at times, but just in that alone, if you're offensive coordinating the opposition playing Winnipeg, you're thinking you have an advantage up front.
First down Lions from their 34-yard line. They fake the end around as Glenn throws. He's got him in. And off and running is Sean Gore with blocks in front of him. Gore inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. So the play fake works perfection. They fake the end around at Arsenault. And a 39-yard pass and run to Sean Gore.
Desha Dunn is coming off the edge, and he doesn't get to Kevin Glenn quick enough. And he kind of hides in a little rub route almost from Rolly the big man getting down the field. Who was that? 63 for the Lions. Big man. That was Olafoye getting downfield. I don't know what he was thinking, but Kevin Glenn got it to his man. Big chunk gain.
Now Andrew Harris, the Winnipeg native, dives into the middle of that pile. Teague Sherman up to help make the stop. And the gain is 4. Harris said he wasn't trying to stoke the Bombers at all, just felt like he could run the ball well on them. Harris, too, got bottled up pretty well in the first meeting, just 38 yards and 8 carries against Winnipeg. Now for the shotgun on second down. Glenn throwing over the top. He's got Arsenault! Knocked away on a great defensive play by Maurice Leggett. It'll be third down, BC.
He's got to cover a lot of ground, and Kevin Glenn thinks that he's got his #1 man, Manny Arsenault. But I'm telling you, Leggett gets over the top in a hurry. Manny's scot-free. Nobody touches him. Pressure coming out the edge by Teague Sherman, and then closing ground like good free safeties do. Leggett gets there and gets his hand and breaks up the play. Kevin's disappointed in that throw. That ball should have been out there a little bit further, maybe a little sooner.
Now Paul McCallum, who has made 21 consecutive field goals this try from the 41. Low snap. And McCallum makes it 22 in a row.
That is nice.
Tie game with 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. The 44-year-old Paul McCallum has missed once this year from 43 yards out. And, of course, last week nailed a 49-yarder, his longest of the year, in that 7-5 win over Ottawa.
Yeah, he's on pace to break Rene Paradis' record that he set last year, 94.7 field goal percentage rate. He's already at 96.3 before he made that one, so he's close to 97 now. Paul McCallum, certainly a streaky kicker, been doing it well for 22 years. Just 27 points away from passing Mark McLaughlin all-time in points scored, second all-time, and he's chasing Louis Pasaglia, legend here, right here at BC Place. I tell you, it's special to watch McCallum do his thing.
So McCallum now closer yet to Mark McLaughlin. There's some pretty good kickers on that list, and the greatest of them all. Nearly 1,000 more points than anyone else in CFL history.
That's just insane. Louis, and I had the pleasure of playing with Louis, and you know, and some of the great kickers. You know, I'm talking about Dave Cutler and punters, and Bob Cameron, Troy Westwood, and Louis Pasaglia. It's just phenomenal to have the opportunity to play with guys like that, because you just know the guys, well, they just continue to produce.
Studemeyer for the 12-yard line gets stacked up and brought down inside the 30.
Did you say stacked up or jacked up, Gord?
Well, a little bit of both.
That was a solid hit. Heard it all the way up here.
McCallum no longer performs the kickoff duties for the BC Lions, but you see here the sign for Louis Pasaglia, who's been battling some health problems last year or so. We send our best wishes, as always, to Louis, one of the great gentlemen in the game.
Continues to be ambassador, and just, hey, he's a real person. And when you meet Louis, he's going to give you his time, and he's just tremendous athlete, better person.
Should be the final play of the opening quarter. Willie gets flushed out of the pocket, stumbling, and now just throws it out of bounds. It'll bring up second down when we come back. Coming up, when we return, we'll be joined by soon-to-be Hall of Famer Wally Buono. The BC Lions GM will join us live. 3-3 the score after the opening quarter. The CFL on TSN returns on this Saturday in Vancouver in a moment. Prior to the game, the coin toss was performed by BC Lions general manager Wally Buono to honor his soon-to-be induction to the Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. That'll come next week, and appropriately enough in Montreal, his hometown. By the way, the Lions lost the toss. I want to point that out. Wally, what's your coin toss record, by the way?
Well, you know what? It's not the coin toss I'm concerned about. It's the score at the end of the game. So hopefully the coin toss is just a process.
Now, you dropped the puck in a Canucks game, right?
I dropped the Canucks, yes, that's right. And the Canucks, the home team won, I think, was 6-0 or 6-1 against the old Canadians, right?
How are you feeling about your induction coming up next week?
You know what? I hadn't given it a lot of thought, only because, you know, we got so many more things coming up. But I think when you get on the plane to go to Montreal next Friday, it's going to really hit you.
Coach Buono, you're going in with, I think, a supreme class this year, and certainly as another builder, Larry Haler is going in. You two have paved the way for some great football careers for many people over the years.
As Corey Watson makes that catch to open the second quarter with a gain of 21 and a Winnipeg first down.
As a player myself, Wally, going up against your teams, we always knew we were in for a heck of a battle, and your
Major foul. Roughing
game
the
plans
passer.
going in were basically
94,
pressure with front four and let everybody else just fly to the football. And it seems like you still have that same method in place here for the BC Lions. That was reality from a player's perspective. Was that reality how you approached it?
Well, you know what? We always try to get the best athletes and then, give them the opportunity to be put in the right positions to do what they have to do. And, when you got great players at the specific positions, obviously that's critical in your game plan.
They're coming up
Grigsby
big
with
right
the
there.
fumble, and there's the recovery by Adam Bighill.
And it was a play down by Kareem Smith, the defensive lineman, and rush in from Oklahoma State, 4 years in the league, getting it done. You only lined up 4 there. You had Kareem Smith, you had Eric Taylor, Khalif Mitchell, and of course Alex Bazzi, a great find from Marshall. Just fabulous guys making it happen up front. Again, proving the fact that you're finding quality athletes. Watch the collapse down. Kareem sees it, collapses on, forces the fumble, and Bighill right into his arms. Those are your type of athletes.
Definitely big, physical, and like to play football, right?
So here's the question for you, Wally. When you made the trade for Kevin Glenn from Ottawa, did you have any idea it would be this significant? As he commits a right away over the middle, and the pass is caught by Courtney Taylor for another BC first down.
You know what? I never look at the cup half empty. So obviously for us, Travis was going to get healthy. Kevin had to come in and kind of weather the storm early. But right now, there's a lot of pressure on him, and I know he's a big-time player, and he's going to deliver for us.
Great day in BC Lions history as far as I'm concerned. May 13th, 2014. When you traded for Kevin Glenn. That was a major insurance policy paying dividends for you.
Well, definitely, and again, you can't win in this league without a veteran quarterback. And I've been very fortunate over my career. I've had a lot of great quarterbacks.
That's critical, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's right. My philosophy always was play great defense with don't give up too many points and have an offense that can score. And if you can score, you can win.
Who will you be thinking about when you go in the hall, Wally? Who are some of the people that were influences on you?
Well, you know what? Probably the guy that started my football career was Alpha Neff, a young fellow that was my first football coach, and then he ended up playing with the Alouettes. Another guy that's been with me forever is Frank Ladotta. When you look at all the guys, that I've been associated with Frank as a sports psychologist, he was there in Calgary in 1990, and still today at 88 is a big part of it. And you can go on and on about the players, the coaches, the personnel directors, Roy Shivers, Bob Bill. It's probably 2 of the best ever to be in this league. And as Matt says, you wonder why we got good players, huh?
Well, Wally, you're very family-oriented, and you've built that type of mentality around wherever you go. You respect the game, and the game certainly respected you over the years and certainly your time in it. Not bad for a linebacker / punter.
Well, Matt, like I say, I owe a lot to the Canadian Football League. It's made me who I am today. It's given me a tremendous life. It's given my family a tremendous life. And, to not respect it, to not give back, I think would be a shame.
Marco Iannuzzi with the catch and a first down to the 20-yard line for the Lions, who are looking for their first touchdown in 3 games. Wally just scowled at me. And Glenn got wrapped up initially by Sherman, and then sacked on the play as.
See, Gordon, you need to not jinx us. See, they were doing great, and then all of a sudden you're talking about the first touchdown, and you made it a little bit more difficult.
Now, Wally, you know better than that. I have no influence on what goes on down there. We've talked about it before.
I know you don't. They blitzed us, and we got to get rid of the football, right?
Coming right here. They've got 8 on this play, and this is just getting after it. Kevin Glenn wants to throw the football. Got to get out of his hand here. Doesn't have a chance. Decides to eat it, and that's the smart veteran play there. Here's Courtney. You got Damon Washington over the top, and he's pretty well covered, but looks like he pulls up, and it's like a hammy.
Do you miss coaching, Wally?
Actually, I don't miss coaching. I do miss aspects of the fact that when I was the GM and the head coach, you have total control of everything. And, now I have to rely on more people, especially during the games. It's a tough 3 hours that you're standing up here, and at times you see things, at times you want to have input. But, I think that's all part of, believing in the guys. Mike Benavides has done a great job. I think in 3 years, well, 2.5 years, he's won 31 regular season games, and that's a lot of wins for a young coach.
You're pretty sure about that? 31 games, Coach. I was talking to Benny yesterday, and he says that he often reaches out to you after the ball game, after everybody's left the locker rooms down there, and y'all sit and he picks your brain and he asks you for advice, and he's leaning on you. I think that's a great move by him. How do you enjoy those moments?
No, I definitely do, and part of what I'm hoping to be able to leave is the fact that you can mentor young coaches, young players, and Cal Murphy did it for me. I used to call Cal all the time, as crusty as he was. He was always very willing to share his wealth, share his knowledge. So to me, it's part of helping the young guys, and we've got a lot of great young Canadian coaches.
Well, number 2 all-time, Don Matthews, he was the same way. He mentored a lot of young coaches.
2nd and 18 for the Lions, and the swing pass up to Stephon Logan beats the first man, and Logan gets down to the 21-yard line. He'll be short on the BC first down and bring up another field goal try for Paul McCallum. How about 44-year-old Paul McCallum with 22 in a row?
Well, you know what? He's having a tremendous year, and, Paul has been very, very consistent. And the thing about Paul that, I think all the young kickers, are starting to learn is that you need to just develop a great stroke. And, whether you're a golfer, a baseball player, or a field goal kicker, you got that nice, gentle stroke. You can be very accurate. And, being a professional field goal kicker, you must be accurate.
This from the 29. And McCallum puts it up and through. There's 23 in a row. Didn't jinx that one. Wally, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations on next week. Well deserved.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And it's like I say, especially in Montreal, where I was raised, we've had tremendous years there. And to be able to be inducted in your home city is something to be proud of.
Thanks, Wally.
Thank you, guys.
Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Here in Vancouver, this crucial West Division matchup, 3-3 is the score. As Studemeyer takes the kickoff back at his 7-yard line. And Studemeyer looking for the corner, gets the straight arm out, and then gets stood up straight on the special teams tackle by former Bomber Tino Pobla. So Courtney Taylor shaken up earlier. We're told they're working on his foot or ankle area, so Taylor making his way off. And perhaps for some x-rays there, so bad news for the BC Lions on that front. If you missed it earlier, Bo Levi Mitchell injured for Calgary late in their dramatic come-from-behind win over the Toronto Argonauts. So another quarterback goes down, who knows for how long in Calgary.
Yeah, it's a costly win for that football team, Gord. There's quite a few guys that went down.
First down, Bombers to their 20-yard line, and Graveby gets wrapped up right away by Josh Johnson. And Johnson, the first-year man out of Purdue, makes the stop for BC.
22 tackles on the season, 3 sacks and a pick, and he's knifing in from right to left. And he's coming in this way, and bang, he gets there in a hurry. There he is, gets underneath the block of Roy Kohler, and he's no match for Purdue product, Boilermaker. That's an easy one.
Loss of a yard in the play. And on 2nd and 11, a 3-man rush by the Lions flushes Willie out of the pocket. He's got room to run. And Drew Willie puts his head down, gets up to the 36-yard line for a Winnipeg first down.
You're starting to cringe every time you see a quarterback hit now, because it's just been that type of season for quarterbacks around the CFL. And was a nice job of stepping up the pocket initially by Drew Willie. You're going to watch him, eyes downfield, feel the pressure, step up, keep your eyes downfield, get on your horse, hit that seam. Now get down here, but he takes one from Dante Marsh. A big hit, and we've already seen Darian Durant go down, certainly Travis Lule. And then, of course, Bo Levi today.
Game was 17 for the Bombers. Now the play fake to Grigsby again. Willie throws it out there. And the catch is made by Jean-Pierre Pombriand, the fullback, for a gain of 2. 8th catch of the year for Pombriand. And there is Marcel Belfait, the offensive coordinator on the right, with former BC Lion and former Winnipeg Blue Bomber quarterback Buck Pierce also working with him.
Talk about a guy who took some shots. Buck Pierce, man, played the game hard, ended up costing him. It's just strange how things happen for some athletes, and It's been tough on quarterbacks of late. Got to keep those guys protected. We're trying to do everything we can to make that happen, but sometimes the game gets in the way.
Now Woolley with the fake again, dives ahead once more. A flag comes down late as Drew Woolley put his head down, and he's slow to get up again. But he's very close to another Winnipeg first down. And now what's the flag? Andre Prue is tonight's referee.
Unbelievable. I think it was Khalif Mitchell taking a shot from a receiver. Here's come Khalif trying to get to the ball, and then bang, takes a shot. It's up.
And it's the penalties against Winnipeg. So illegal participation, so a player must have gone out of bounds and come back in. Here's the call from Prue.
Illegal participation. Winnipeg number 84. Player went out of bounds, came back in. Foul occurred before yards were gained. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced and will repeat second down.
So the penalty on Romby Bryant for going out and coming back in.
Yeah, you know, that's part of the play. I'll show you the best part of that play. Khalif Mitchell coming out, and I'm telling you, it's pretty crazy. This is a big man, goes about 300 pounds, and here's the guy eyeballing him in his sights, and it is going to get ugly in a hurry. Ooh. Bang! He's not used to getting hit like that. He's used to being on the other side.
Second and 18 for the Bombers. Willie, again a three-man rush, throws underneath the Grigsby, was vaulting up again. Big Hill took him low. Alabama took him high, and he's well short of a first down.
Gord, that is not a good recipe for success there. Well, you got to get out of that habit. I understand the zest of trying to move the chains and pick up yardage, but well, you want to keep your feet on the ground. Big Hill goes low, and there's Solly again coming at the point of contact. Really didn't get a big piece of him. Looks a whole lot worse than it actually was, but man, keep your feet, Nick. Those guys will hurt you. Look at it. Those are professional hitters. 100. That's what their numbers add up to, and that's what they're talking about, folks. 100. They're a match. You got to know where they're out on the football field at all times.
The punt taken by Tim Brown, and Brown up to the 31-yard line. A 51-yard punt by Haralahu. Low or high, the Lions have it covered. Big Hill and Illinois go to work on Nick Grigsby. Take a rip. Purelator tackling hunger across Canada. Check. Well, Winnipeg comes in with 30 quarterback sacks on the year. The problem for the Bombers has been allowing sacks. A league-leading 40 times their quarterback has been dropped entering this week. BC starts first down at its own 32-yard line. Here comes the blitz from the Bombers. Andrew Harris runs right through it and gets up to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play for Harris, who's been stymied the last couple of weeks for the BC Lions. The last 2 weeks, 14 carries, just 25 yards.
They have 7 men on the line of scrimmage here, and boy, they're trying to take all these gaps right away, and got to get here, and they got them all covered. Do a nice job of shutting down the run there.
Harris did a good job to get what he got.
Absolutely.
2nd and 5 for the Lions. Still looking for that elusive touchdown. Nearly 2.5 games without one now. Now Glenn floats one up, and it's caught as the catch is made by S.J. Hedera. His first catch of the year gets the BC Lions a first down and a gain of 15.
Yeah, there's 9 people up in the box this time, and Kevin Glenn sees it. There they all are. They're all flat across the board. You see that? Your alarm needs to be going off in your head. Abort, abort, abort. Get rid of the football. It's what he does. S.J. just slips out. Kevin spots the ball over the top. Veteran play. Nicely done getting rid of the ball in a hurry.
There's a second-year man out of Laval. Gets the Lions up first down at their 52-yard line. And now here's Arsenault. On the end around, he got tripped up right away as Bruce Johnson got a hand on him. And there's no gain of the play, maybe a loss of a yard for the Lions.
Again, Gordon, look at the defensive front. They've got 9 up there again. They're saying no. You may have 6, 7 blockers. We're bringing 8 and 9. We're going to nullify and always bring an extra man. Got Johnson coming off the edge. Gary Etcheverry dialing it up, shutting down BC offense right now.
Second and long. And Glenn flips it underneath for Harris as Harris tries to dive ahead. He's brought down at the 51-yard line. Hijiro Kawali, the middle linebacker for the Bombers, makes the stop. The gain is 7. That'll leave the Lions well short of a first down. There is Gary Etcheverry, the defensive coordinator for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Calling things on the sideline, not up in the box. Some guys choose to be in the box for better sight lines. He likes to be down there with his boys. He sees it clearly down there. And very diversified, very funky defense that brings from a lot of folks from a lot of different angles. And they're doing a nice job against BC early in this football game.
Ricky Schmidt back to kick, looking for the sideline. What a punt by Schmidt. Studemeyer watched it go out of bounds once again inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark this at about the 9. We'll hear from Travis Lulay when the CFL and TSN return to the Stadium BC Place in a moment. Week in Ottawa, Travis Lulay making his first start of the season after shoulder surgery late in that game. A fourth major injury to his right shoulder. Of course, just had it surgically repaired. And a dismal week here in Vancouver. The Lions are the host team for the Grey Cup. And Lulay appears to be up for some time. He's standing by with Farhad Lalti.
Travis, you certainly looked to be in a lot of pain last week in Ottawa. I'm told that you're not in as much pain as you have been after the previous injuries like this. Just how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. You know, it's been a little over a week now. It's settled actually pretty good. Yeah, probably better than it did last year, but you know, it's kind of hard to remember exactly how it felt after last year, but it feels pretty good for a week out.
Now, I know that you've got a big decision to make, and there's about 4 or 5 different scenarios and ways it can go. When do you hope to make a decision, and what will you base it on?
Well, probably within the next 10 days, and I'll base it on the information I get back, and that's just seeking out different opinions and seeing who's done what type of procedure, or if procedure is the best way to do it. There's a lot of cases of guys coming back, having good success, not doing it operatively. Obviously, we weighed that a year ago, so similar decision tree to then, but still in the information gathering stage.
Obviously, the surgery didn't work, or at least it was undone. Is part of you itching to maybe try to come back this year?
Well, that's still getting a little ahead of myself, to be honest. You got to deal with what's the best way to proceed. If it's a non-operative measure, then there's an outside chance that happens, right? And that's what I would shoot for.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Pass interference called against BC's Ryan Phillips. First down, Bombers from the 20-yard line. Here's Grigsby trying the corner. And once again, nothing doing. Big Hill got in there first, and then Khalif Mitchell finished him off. No gain in the play for Winnipeg. Well, that's tough, Matt. You know, that's the 4th major injury to his right shoulder going back to his days in NFL Europe.
Yeah, it's I hate it for him because the CFL needs more guys like Travis Lulay, consummate professional and leader, certainly a spectacular quarterback when he's healthy, and he's just been struggling lately with the wonky right throwing arm. And 4 times in the last 7 years, and 3 in the last 3 is not a good sign.
Now Willie going up the field for Aaron Kelly. The pass is incomplete as Phillips was there on the coverage. And once again, Winnipeg will be forced to punt. So in the last 6 quarters of football, the BC Lions have allowed 8 points.
Yeah, it's just, they're flying around, and believe me, they know where they stand as far as history goes. Because they threw a 5-pointer out there last week against Ottawa. They knew it was 35 years since the last time that's been done, and that's a football team takes pride in putting blanks up there, keeping people out of the end zone.
It's a team that's allowed 11 touchdowns all season. High snap over the head of Harala, whose 2nd straight week that's happened to cost the Blue Bombers a safety. It happened last week for Winnipeg against Saskatchewan, as Michael O'Shea, who knows a thing or two about special teams, not seeing anything special right now.
Yeah, so the special teams disastrous play continues for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, no matter changing their long snapper. This week, on that particular play, was Carl Fitzgerald, second man from St. Mary's. Tough position, folks. Sails it over Hailulu's head. And this is last week, where things didn't get any better. It was pretty tough. We'll see that after this kickoff. Well, special teams is certainly O'Shea's forte. It's how he made his name for himself, and it's got to be tough to see that happen consistently now for his football team.
Now Tim Brown takes the kickoff out to the 40-yard line. So let's take you back to last week. And really the story in that game was special teams for Winnipeg. You had the field goal block, return for a touchdown by Saskatchewan.
That's nothing to do with the center there. It was a good snap and hold. That was all protection up front. This one is sailed over the head of Hairulahu by Kyle Jones.
And then this from Weston Dressler.
And then this here, you know, Winnipeg Blue Bomber fans and coaches all think that there should have been a couple of flags on that particular play, but the flags weren't thrown, and Weston Dressler walked into the end zone.
So the special teams coordinator, Pat Tracy of the Bombers, tries to sort that out. We saw Michael O'Shea go over and talk to Carl Fitzgerald during that television timeout, trying to settle him down, and teammates are doing the same thing as well. It's an odd job to have, because for the most part you stand on the sidelines for most of the game, and yet you play a key role in the game when you come in.
And when you don't have your best out there, who's been absent for the last 3 weeks, Ian Wild, the middle linebacker, you know, you're playing with guys that aren't used to being out there, accustomed to being out there in the heat of the battle. And last week, Cal Jones was thrown in a tough spot. Mike O'Shea addressed that and admitted to that. Probably shouldn't have put him in that situation. They go with Carl Fitzgerald this week, and it rears its ugly head again, showing you how difficult it is to perform under those situations with the guy over the top of you and having to put the ball on the money. And
now Maurice Leggett is shaken up for Winnipeg. Of course, the Bombers devastated on defense by injuries, mostly to the front line. Their defensive line has been wiped out this year. They've got 4 guys out at this point.
And Gord, the people that are taking their place are Marvin Booker, who's been basically with the club for 8 days, but they brought him back after releasing him earlier in the football season. Willie Mosley, he's in a backup position, and Meet Paul, who they're happy that he's been in the league at least and has some experience if in fact he's got to play.
First down, BC from the Lions 40-yard line. Now an 8-3 lead for BC. Low snap to Kevin Glenn, wants to go over the top. He's got a man wide open, and the catch is made. Manny Arsenault over the shoulder makes the catch down to the 27-yard line. And the gain is 43. Wow. And now Kevin Glenn is shaking his right hand.
He might have caught a helmet. Here he is, right. He's just running straight up the football field. You know, your point of aim here is usually 2 yards outside the hash when you're running a seam route, and he's right on top of the hash here. Watch where the ball's spotted. That's 2 yards outside the hash. Why does Kevin Glenn, and why do you want to run out there? Because typically, watch Kevin. He's going to hold the free safety, then he's just spot the ball out there, because if it's any further inside, that ball's being picked off. But he does nick his hand as he releases football.
First down for the 27. Glenn swings it out to Brown, and Tim Brown. Great move down to the 15-yard line, a 12-yard gain, another BC first down. And for Tim Brown, just his 3rd catch of the year.
Yeah, he puts a move. It looks like it's on Don Unamba, and he puts a move on him after he catches a perfectly thrown football, gives him a chance to turn it up with speed. Kevin looking there the whole time, checks it down. Nice move right there. That is on Don Unamba, first-year player from Southern Arkansas, getting schooled by Tim Brown.
First down from the 16. Glenn swings it out again to Brown. And Brown this time is wrapped up by Bruce Johnson, who doesn't let go. And there's no gain on the play for BC. Integrating Tim Brown into the offense has been an ongoing project for the BC Lions. His 4th year with the team, and at times this year, Matt, just getting him into this in the football games has been the problem. They've had ratio problems and other issues. Brown's been a healthy scratch a number of times this season.
Yeah, it's hard to fathom because he's so gifted when the ball's in his hands. He makes things happen. And you got playmakers like Harris and Logan. It's tough to get your turn.
Now a 2nd and 10 play. And it looked like the Lions jumped early there. And they'll move further back. So the Lions, looking for their first touchdown in 2.5 games, will now face 2nd and 20.
Procedure. BC number 54, 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Valley jump. The Lions, by the way, have a new left tackle this week, Jamarcus Hardrick.
Again.
So that's the 5th new left tackle they've had this season. Their offensive line has had a revolving door on the left side.
Not good. Not good for any offensive line. Not going to get a lot of sympathy from the rest of the teams around the league, but that's certainly been an ugly position for them this year. Can't find a mainstay there.
And now Glenn looking to the end zone. Flags are down. Incomplete for Manny Arsenault. And there is a flag on the play on that 2nd and 15 play.
The theme of the day for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers: pressure the quarterback and bring as many as possible. It's exactly what they do.
Winnipeg number 52, 5-yard penalty.
There you go.
Second down.
One of the problems for O'Shea's team in recent weeks has been penalties. And now, but on a 2nd down play that misfires, they give him a second chance.
It wasn't a problem for them the first time they played the BC Lions in week 5. In fact, the Lions took 122 yards of penalties that game, and that ended up costing them dearly. The Bombers were certainly more disciplined that game.
So back to 2nd and 10. Here comes the rush from Greg Peach. Clinton gets it up to Lafala, and look at the big man go down to the 5-yard line, and a BC first down. Rumbling, rolling Lafala.
That is crazy. You just see it coming. Once he gets his momentum going, he lowers his shoulder. You're anticipating the contact, and so is Deja Dunn, who bears the brunt of it. You watch Dunn drop into coverage, and then he's got to come up on 36. Uh-oh, he sets his feet and hangs on for the ride.
Now a late substitution by the Winnipeg defense. It's 1st and goal for the Lions from just outside the 5-yard line, trying to finally break the seal. Here's Logan picking his way ahead, and Logan is down to about the 2. This has not been the running fiesta that Andrew Harris had predicted for the BC Lions against Winnipeg.
Absolutely not, and I think it has to do with the philosophy, certainly the strategy that Winnipeg's been employing here, just stacking everybody at the line of scrimmage, daring them to beat them one-on-one on the outside, and it really eliminating any type of time that Kevin Glenn's had the opportunity to push the ball.
So a gain of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
8 in the box. Last play looks like they got more than that this time.
Here comes the rush. Swing it to Andrew Harris, and Andrew Harris will walk in, and there it is. Finally a touchdown for the BC Lions with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Their first in nearly 2.5 games. The sound of 30,000 people exhaling.
It's huge. You know, they bring pressure, and where they bring pressure from, you slip a guy out in that area and you give it to him. We saw it earlier with Hedera, and successful for a first down play from Kevin Glenn, the veteran quarterback. He's cool in the backfield, feels the pressure, knows what he wants to get done, and delivers the ball.
A 5-play, 70-yard drive highlighted by a 43-yard pass to Arsenault, and an offside call against the Bombers that gave BC a second chance on 2nd and long.
Yeah, Teague Sherman coming off the edge. He's going to slip the back out. Andrew Harris right behind him. Kevin Glenn knows that's happening. Looks it off, and then lifts it. And it's a walk-in. Beautiful design, taking advantage of the aggressiveness of Winnipeg. We've seen it all half. Well-designed offensive play. Good call by Kahari Jones, offensive coordinator. Great execution by Kevin Glenn and Andrew Harris on an offense of the Lions. About time.
So Louis Richardson called for offside in that 2nd down play for Winnipeg. Comes back to bite the Bombers, and Andrew Harris has the touchdown. So the Lions are 2-3 at home. That's more losses at home this year. The previous 2 years combined, the Lions went 16-2 in the regular season. Yola Godino takes the kickoff out to the 40-yard line, and Jason Araki is in to help make the stop.
Yeah, one more look at the TD here. Teague Sherman, second-year player from Manitoba. He's going to come off the edge here. And you watch Andrew Harris just kind of slide over, and he's going to get right in behind him. Kevin Glenn knows it. Slow plays it. There goes Andrew. Here comes Teague. Ball's lifted. Walk in. They come in an area. You put a man in that area and give it to him. It's good scheme, well executed.
When you win, as long as the Lions have wide rush. Now from the 40-yard line on first down, here's Drew Willie. Up and firing, and the pass is caught by Aaron Kelly. Gain of 4 up the 44-yard line, and coming up just moments from now, it is CFL Live at the half. Rod Smith, Chris Schultz, Chuck Climby, and Milt Stiegel, along with Paul LaPolice in the coach's playbook. They'll talk a little bit about the earlier game. How about Calgary's home comeback against Toronto? And here tonight, the Lions playing great defensively again as the Bombers trying to break through. Drew Willie shaking and baking. It's dropped again.
That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good.
And jumping up to make the stop for the Lions was Kareem Smith, and Drew Willie is holding his right shoulder.
Yeah, you got Alex Bazzi from Marshall, first-year player.
You got Drew Willie.
They got Kareem Smith, fourth-year player from Oklahoma State. Kind of high-low, and Drew Willie, he's trying to make something happen. And here's a look at it. He's already out of the pocket, scrambling mode. Low and high, and he comes down onto the shoulder. That's weight of Kareem Smith right there. Goes about 265, coming down on top of the shoulder in an awkward, very vulnerable position, and that's the shoulder that I believe they're working on right now.
And you saw Willie in pain right away. So on a day when Bo Levi Mitchell was shaken up for Calgary and taken off on a cart, Darian Durant hurt last week for Saskatchewan, Travis Lulay hurt last week for BC.
It's just, and you know, you talk about that comeback victory from Calgary earlier over Toronto. Incredible comeback in the second half. But Bo Levi Mitchell, as you said, went down. Marquay McDaniel's down with the left hand. Charleston Hughes is down. And the list goes on. DeMonte Bolden went down with the leg injury. Ben Aguilar's down with the leg injury. That's a costly win for the league-leading Calgary Stampeders at 10-1.
Willie is up and walking off. He nodded to Ryan Phillips, but he is moving somewhat gingerly. So we'll get Brian Brome on likely now. It will be Brome on for the Bombers. The second-year man out of Louisville, played last year for Hamilton.
Yeah, Brome. I watched Brome as a Hamilton Tiger Cat all last year, and I really like what this kid brings to the table. He'll be tested here because combined between him and Marv, there's one pass thrown between two of them in their CFL this season.
So Brome will just take a knee and run up the clock, and the BC Lions break out offensively and remain airtight defensively. 15-3 is the score after the opening 15 minutes, and all eyes on Winnipeg starting quarterback.
All right, Gord, Matt, at the half here in the GMC coach's playbook with Paul Lapley. Disturbing to see another quarterback go down with an injury. But to talk about some defense now. The last time these two teams met, the Lions didn't get a touchdown. They did get one late in the half there. Looking at some Bomber defensive plays from earlier in this game.
Yeah, Rod, if you remember last time they played, the Bombers defense did a great job, and they pressured Kevin Glenn. I think their game plan was somewhat similar. They're going to do a lot of the same things. I drew up a couple of things that we can talk about, and I want to show you exactly how they're trying to do it. Let's take a look. Okay, the tailback is going to be in here in a situation where they're trying to block. You've got extra guys. The tailback will take the first player to the outside. Then you're going to block everybody inside. That's going to leave this slot receiver who comes in. He's got two people to handle. All right, there's one receiver. Here comes a guy coming off this edge. Here comes a guy coming off that edge. The problem for the receiver is he took the outside player. When you do that, that creates a really short edge for that quarterback. That's why Kevin got in a position where he was sacked. All right, and then he did another one, and then the second one he did, okay, there was just a free player right off the edge. He came. Kevin didn't recognize it in time, and he got sacked because he's got to know the short edge. Let's take a look at the two clips. Now you see it live. The tailback will take the outside player. The line will take everybody else inside. That leaves the slot receiver. As he comes in, there's two threats. The slot has to take the inside threat, Rod. He takes the inside threat. That gives Kevin enough time to get the ball downfield. He doesn't. That's why Kevin's just about to throw the ball. He gets sacked. Here's another one. Now they're bringing the back is left. They didn't bring anyone else in. So now Deja Dunn is free on the outside. He's the free player. The quarterback has to have an understanding to throw off it. You've seen that all game. Now, for BC, though, they scored a touchdown. They recognized it, and then they got that touchdown right before the half versus the Blitz.
And despite those examples, Kevin Glenn is having a half. 14 for 15, 193, and the touchdown pass, that one late in the half, putting BC on top. 15-3 over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Up a little later on at the half. The panel discussing the earlier game today with Calgary's comeback win over Toronto. See Lions who lead Winnipeg 15-3. Kevin Glenn back at the helm of that Lions offense is mentioning solid numbers at 14 for 15 at 193. Here he is now speaking earlier with Farhan Lalji.
Kevin, finally a touchdown for the first time in 2.5 quarters. How much of a relief was it to finish a drive?
It's a relief. It's not a relief because of that, but it's a relief to us to get points on the board against a good team. You know, they're fighting hard and we are too. So we hope we got to come out the second half and play even harder. A
lot of talk about the rushing attack, but really it's been your arm. 14 of 15, 193 yards in that half. How have you been able to get so comfortable?
I'm just reading the defenses. Kahari's putting us in some good plays. And the guys over on the receivers and running backs are making plays. You know, it's not about me, it's about the team. And as long as we keep doing the positive plays and positive things, then we'll be all right the second half.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, thank you.
Kevin Glenn just one incompletion so far. Some other halftime stats now with Schulte.
Well, guys, the only stat that really matters is the health of the quarterback, Drew Willie. We still have a close game, 3 points to 15 points. If Drew Willie comes back, we're going to have a closer game. But that is the big concern for the Bombers.
Willie suffering that injury right at the end of the half. Will it be Brian Braum starting the second half for Winnipeg? We're looking at the earlier game when we come back.
3 lead on Winnipeg. A lot of talk about the status of quarterback Drew Willie. Head coach Mike O'Shea with our Farhan Lalji.
Mike, bad news, Drew Willie not coming back. Can you give us an update on him and what we can expect in the second half here?
Yeah, he hurt upper body injury, so he won't be back. But Brian and Robert, I mean, we got a lot of faith in him. That's what they signed up for, is to come in and win games for us.
A lot of talk about BC trying to run the ball in this game, but really it's been Kevin Glenn, 14 of 15, almost 200 yards. How do you disrupt him?
Well, I mean, we got to believe in our blitz and keep coming after him. I mean, when we execute at a high level, we got some sacks. We just got to keep doing that.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks.
Winnipeg had 6 sacks in the first inning, but now it'll be up to Brian Braum. We mentioned with Hamilton last year, a former second-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. Spent some time with the Buffalo Bills as well.
Yeah, Gord, he's not wet behind the ears. He just has very limited experience in a Canadian Football League game. And he's going to have some tough sledding behind here up against the #1 pass defense in the league. And certainly the #1 defense in the league as far as net yards are concerned. And BC is playing with the lead, and Kevin Glenn is hot. He's very patient against the Winnipeg blitz, and Brian Braum and the Winnipeg Blue Bomber offense has got their work cut out for him.
Tim Brown takes the second half kickoff from the 15-yard line, and Brown dives up to the 35-yard line. Stop the play by Don Anamba. And a flag comes down near the end of that play. Dan West was involved with one of the BC Lions. There were 5 unnecessary roughness penalties called against Winnipeg in last week's game.
After the end of the play, major foul, unnecessary roughness, Winnipeg number 33, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So tack on 15 to the end of that, and the Lions will start at their own 50.
Yeah, this is not good. This is, I mean, I know he's getting roughed up by a couple guys. I don't see it. He did come across with the right hook over the top to the helmet, but I don't think it was anything behind it.
On first down, Glenn throws, and a pass incomplete for S.J. Hedera. A fastball over the middle. And Hedera had trouble hanging on. Kevin Glenn hasn't had many incompletions in the football game. That is just his second after going 14 for 15 in the opening half.
That right there was sneaky by Kevin Glenn. I'm talking about 14 of 15. Winnipeg's been good against the run. Their Achilles heel, but Glenn has been really solid under pressure today.
Glenn throws to Arsenault, who gets wrapped up right away and thrown down by Winnipeg safety Maurice Leggett, who's back in the football game after being shaken up in the first half. It brings up third down for the Lions, who have won 4 of their last 5, while the Bombers have lost 4 of their last 5. Now, that's a lot of losses to Saskatchewan in that string.
And you talk to Mike O'Shea about those losses, and he doesn't really see them as losses to Saskatchewan. They're just losses. And but it's against a divisional opponent, and
you're our rival.
Schmidt
is just pounding the football tonight. Stoudemire takes that at the 9-yard line and does a good job just to get 5. A late flag comes down as he goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Another nice punt by Ricky Schmidt.
And another penalty against the Bombers. It's going to move them back.
That's just insult to injury.
During the return, illegal block. Winnipeg number 13. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So a number gets called, and Brian Brom's first full possession of the season will start at his own 7-yard line. He's thrown 1 pass this year. It was in week 1 against Toronto.
Yeah, this is Don Anumba. That's the block. I don't see it. But penalty was called. Back Winnipeg up. Brian Brom, even more precarious situation.
So from his end zone, Brom under pressure throws the pass incomplete. Looking for Fitzgerald up the sideline and being covered there by Josh Johnson. A flag comes down. It'll be a first down for the Bombers as fullback Carl Fitzgerald, who has 4 catches on the year.
Pass interference.
Or rather 1 catch of the year.
Number 23. Automatic first down at the point of foul.
Yeah, the fans here don't like it, but it's pretty clear from our spot up here in the booth. Look at that. Right there, you see the hand clearly tugging on his shoulder, impeding the receiver from getting downfield. Then he walks up on his legs and tangles up with Fitzgerald. That's a pretty easy call when you got a hold of the jersey like that.
14-yard penalty, first down line, or Bombers rather, at the 25-yard line. And now Denmark makes the catch and picks up a couple on the play unless they get back to the first half of the injury to Drew Willie.
Scrambling, Kareem Smith comes over the top. All his weight's on that right shoulder. Drew Willie is not coming back, and it's the Brian Brom show now. Against the #1 pass defense in the league. At home. Backed up in their own end.
Second and long. Brom throws, and the pass is caught by Rory Kohler. And Kohler gets to the 25-yard line, but well short. Winnipeg first down, and Saul Elimimian with 5 first half tackles and to make the stop there.
Yeah, and Torrey Williams and Solomon Elimimian helping out. You know, it's just solid defense. Everybody in the league understands that. Everybody does it. They play off, let them take the underneath, rally the football, deliver the lick, get the man down, and force the punt.
And now Haralahu stands back. Fitzgerald to snap it. One of the last ones sailed over his head. That was good. And Haralahu gets a very good punt away to Brown at the 35-yard line. And Brown gets dropped where he stood as Fitzgerald, the long snapper, was down to make the tackle. 15-3, the Lions lead on the CFL on TSN from Vancouver. Could run against Winnipeg. Here's Brian Lalji with more.
Yeah, Gordon, it wasn't a guarantee as Dennis Skolsky's behind me. He, of course, made that guarantee a couple of weeks ago against Saskatchewan. But Harris, more than anything, wanted to provide some motivation for his team. He said it was a goal and a belief that if that offensive line played more physical and tried to dictate play, they could get something done. One of the reasons he believed was the return of Jamarcus Hardrick to that offensive line. He brought a real physical edge to it. But he also wanted to send a message to coaches. They need to believe in the running game. Just 25 yards on 14 carries. carries for Harris in the last 2 games, including an awful weather game. He wants the coaches to commit to pounding the ball inside. Hasn't happened so far. Just 8 carries for 30 yards as a team in that first half, guys.
And a gain there of 7 up to the 45-yard line.
And that's more of a product of the mindset of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, stacking the line of scrimmage and doing a nice job. But what they haven't accounted for is Kevin Glenn's experience and certainly savvy play of beating the blitz and getting big chunks. Very stealth-like in the first half.
And the former Bomber gets dropped by Teague Sherman. The ball comes out. And who's got it? And Andre Proulx indicates that Glenn was somehow able to recover the football after being piled on by a host of Bombers. Teague Sherman was the first man there, and Kevin Glenn slowly gets back to his feet.
Yeah, and this is more pressure we saw in the first half. You heard Mike O'Shea say it. Here's going to be the pressure here by Teague Sherman, second-year player from Manitoba, virtually untouched. And BC's lucky that Glenn didn't get hurt on the play. Now he's trying to get the ball that's below his legs, and that's got to be a very awkward situation to be in,
to say the least. Schmidt, a low tumbling kick. And Stoudemire from the 28-yard line gets the corner. Here comes Stoudemire looking for a block. He gets it. Across midfield he goes and out of bounds at the BC 50-yard line. A flag comes down. 2 come down after he went out of bounds. On the other side of the field, the return is 32 yards as Troy Stoudemire gets around the corner. And here's the call from Andre Proulx.
I think Andre's getting tired.
At the end of the play, major foul, face mask. BC number 27, 15-yard penalty enforced from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
J.R. LaRose gets called for the face mask. And so the Bombers will have the ball at the BC 35-yard line when we return to Vancouver right after this. The ball first down at the BC 35-yard line, and Brian Brom at the control. And gives the ball off to Nick Grigsby, and Grigsby has not been a major factor in this football game tonight.
Wasn't in week 5 when he played the Lions. 15 carries, 19 yards, averaged 1.3 yards a carry.
And 6 for 19 tonight.
Not going to get her done. Putting your young quarterback, inexperienced quarterback, I should say, Brian Brom in a second long situation against the best pass defense in the league.
Brom, a 28-year-old native of Louisville, Kentucky, where he played his college football.
Comes from a football family. Basically owned Kentucky and Louisville.
On second down, Brom throws, but the pass sails over the head of Aaron Kelly. And that'll bring up third down and a field goal try now for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
BC Lions brought a little pressure from the short side of the football field, trying to get some numbers and pressure the young quarterback to get the football out of his hand. And Big Hill gets there a little late, but certainly forced the issue. I like the game plan. Pressure him. Make him see it fast, because with quarterbacks who don't have experience, the game's not unfolding quickly for him. It takes time to visualize everything and see it. The game's happening too fast.
There, from the 42-yard line. He's hit the upright twice this year. Puts this one through. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers now have 6 on the season, on the night rather. A 9-point lead for the BC Lions. Kevin Glenn goes back to work when we come back to Vancouver after this. That's a good flow.
Hey, look at, I'm telling you, quick and slick. That picture was taken in '91. So Keenan was, what, 2 years old at the time? I bet you Quick's got it.
You know what? The flow's gone, huh? The flow is gone.
I was thinking about letting it back, but Mark Milliere, my boss, he won't let me grow my wig out again like that. I'd bring it back, right? Because it'd be fine. I'd look like Mike Riley's dad.
All business at the front, all party in the back. Hey, Matty?
That's it.
Flashback.
All right, yeah, thanks, kid. The flashback. I know where you live.
Here's a direct snap now to Stephon Logan, and Logan around the corner is a first down and more out of bounds in the Winnipeg territory. And a first down to the 52-yard line.
Coming right at you, trying to get this going. Flatten them out with all the... Basically, you've got 7 offensive linemen trying to combat what Winnipeg's doing, bringing everybody into the box. They're trying to make that box bigger, create some holes and some seams. Found a little bit there.
Back on first down. Glenn throws to Logan. Gets cut down right away. That's a good defensive play by the corner, Chris Randall.
Randall, I think he's an underrated player. I like the way this kid plays week in, week out, on special teams as well. This kid flies around and makes it happen. In fact, I don't think the ball comes his way too often because he is a lockdown corner in just his first year with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
He's got an interception for a touchdown this year. The Bombers, in fact, have 4 defensive touchdowns this season. That's been a big story this year. 22 defensive touchdowns scored so far. That's more than all of last season. Every team's got at least one. And now Glenn steps up and throws. The pass complete. Andrew Harris has got a first down the 36-yard line. As things unfold in the West, as they mark him down actually at the 38-yard line, was still good for a first down.
Yeah, Glenn wants to go to a receiver running up the seam here. You can look at him with his eyes on his right. He's really staring it down hard. He wants to go in this direction. He gives it as much time as possible, steps up in the pocket, and then just darts one to Harris, moving the chains.
And now the give to Harris again, who gets wrapped up right away. So here's the thought, Matt. With Kevin Glenn at the controls, you've got a veteran quarterback for BC. The Lions have won in Saskatchewan this year. They've won in Calgary.
Yeah.
They're 6-4 on the year. They're a great second half team, have been for the last few years. They're the Grey Cup host team. Are they the dark horse in the West?
I don't think that's a good description for them. I think they're a very talented football team and in the West, and certainly have all the parts. Without Travis Lulay, they're in good stead with certainly Kevin Glenn. They're one play away from John Beck, much like we're looking at the Brian Braun right now.
And Randall almost picked that off to go back the other way and bring up third down.
You're looking at Tino Sinceri in Saskatchewan behind Darian Durant, very wet behind the ears. And the team that is in the best position is, of course, Drew Tate and the Calgary Stampeders. When Bo Levi went down today, you've got a guy who's been there, done that. And you're not going to miss a beat with Drew Tate in there. But, and BC is very fortunate to have Kevin Glenn at the helm because he certainly gives them every possibility of being effective offensively. You can see it here in the first half. You look at those numbers, 18 of 20, well over 200 yards, being smart with the football, taking sacks, not giving up field, not making silly decisions. Kevin Glenn has got the right ingredients to take the BC Lions where they want to go this year, and that's quite possibly, Gord, being the 4th team to host the Grey Cup and win.
The streak is over for Paul McCallum, and moving up the sidelines for the Bombers is Demond Washington, who tightrope up the sidelines, goes out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So McCallum with his first miss. Linebacker Edgeril Kowali and streak closing the sidelines. Here's Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, Gordy's out with an eye injury. Apparently he took a finger in the eye, and the retina or the cornea is scratched. Also a bit of swelling there, so he's not going to return. Abraham Croma now goes in the middle. As for the BC Lions, Courtney Taylor, negative on the x-rays for his foot. It's a foot sprain. He's available for return if needed, if there's an emergency, but at this point they hope he does not have to go back in the game, guys.
So Kowali, who hadn't played middle linebacker in the CFL since 2011, we played that position for the Toronto Argonauts when Michael O'Shea was there as an assistant coach, comes out again, and the injuries just pile up now for the Bomber team.
Yeah, I got to think that the doctor stepped in there and got in the way of the player there, because Edgeril Kowali's got a love and a zest for this game, really second to none. Yeah, I think he'd play with far worse than that, but that's got to be a doctor's decision there, and a serious eye injury for him to be out of this lineup.
Bombers backed up again. They started their own 10-yard line. Play called before the ball is snapped as Rami Bryant was well into the backfield before the ball had been moved back to Braun.
As a scoring play, the previous play is under review.
Now this is interesting.
As a scoring play, the previous play is under review by the command center.
Damon Washington appeared to go out of bounds. It looked to me like Washington stepped out of bounds in the end zone when he picked up that missed field goal. So the command center is looking at this to see if Washington did go out, it would be another point for the BC Lions.
And we're going to get a look at it right here.
Yeah, he's out.
Right there. It's a pretty tight angle. 74 is right on it. Command center's going to be looking at what you're looking at. He went a long way to bring it out to the 10-yard line. There's the spot again right there.
Is it conclusive to overturn it? We've been incorrect in our assessment before.
Yes, we have, Corey. Several times.
Although I maintain we were right last week. But let's let bygones be bygones in the Montreal game.
Well, I know the coaches talk to Glenn Johnson and the officials throughout the week and certainly file their complaints and what they see, and they get feedback, and often what we're hearing is some apologies from CFL offices and some missed calls. It happens, but you know, you just want consistency.
Well, by the way, the last...
That looks out to me right there.
This is not a coach's challenge, but the last 14 coaches' challenges in the CFL have been unsuccessful.
Yes. So, the coaches are kind of shaking their heads. That should be good enough right there.
So, if you're Winnipeg, though, did you want Washington to bring it out anyway?
You know, it looked like a design. It looked like he was trying to get the corners. Design called play. We want to keep a 9-point lead as opposed to giving up a single there and making it a one-score game, convert for two. And I can see that happening, but so early, I'd give the single and get field positions the way this game's played out. Certainly with the young quarterback.
After review, the ball carrier did step out of bounds in goal. Therefore, single point on the play. Winnipeg will have the football on the 35-yard line and a first down.
Michael O'Shea said perfect in response to the call. So actually, O'Shea seemed pleased with that development.
Yeah, he'd much rather have that. You know, field position. Inexperienced quarterback, Braun just getting his feet wet here. And
so it's a 10-point lead now for the Lions.
Correction on the play. The field goal attempt occurred from the 38-yard line. Ball will be placed on the 38-yard line and a first down.
There we go. 3 more
That's all
yards.
sorted out.
Well, that's huge. 10-point game now. My math was all messed up there, Gord. I don't know what I was.
That's Louisiana Tech.
Hey. Don't make me come over there.
You are over here. What are you talking about? Big again to Grigsby. Braun wants to go over the top and throws, and the pass is cut as Kohler makes the grab up the 50-yard line. And good for a Winnipeg Blue Bomber first down as Rory Kohler makes the catch.
I like it. A little play action. Freeze the linebackers. This is nice. Point fake. Nice pocket. Step up in it. Plenty of room. Throw a strike to Rory Kohler. That'll settle you down. Get you some confidence in a hurry.
Now Grigsby with a first down carry. Crosses midfield in the BC territory at the 53-yard line.
Yeah, we have pictures that we're privy to during halftime, and we saw Brian Braum in the locker room looking at his play call list on his wrist, frantically going over the, no doubt, hundreds of plays on his wrist, just making sure that everything was set in his brain so he'd go out there and execute like he's doing right now.
Brom completes that pass ahead to Denmark. Another first down up to the 45-yard line. Michael O'Shea, after the loss to Saskatchewan last week, gave his team a couple of days off. So go home for a bit. Relax. Let's reset and come back. But trying to regroup now with an inexperienced quarterback. You've lost 4 to 5.
Yeah, they're putting a nice drive together here.
Here's Rigby again. Throws it back. The flea flicker back to Brom. Flags are down. Brom just kind of flicks that away. Another flag comes down.
I understand what he's trying to do here, Gord.
I think they're going to call this intentional grounding.
Yeah, because the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage. He's out of the pocket.
This will be a massive loss for the Bombers.
Holding. Winnipeg number 39. That penalty's declined. Intentional grounding. Winnipeg number 12. Second down.
So from the 44-yard line, it's back to their own 54.
So they tried some trickery. I guess they felt like they had him where they wanted him. They've driven the football a good 40 yards down the field and got themselves in a good situation in 1st and 10 and went with the trickery off the run play action. Toss back to the quarterback and
see now it's 2nd and 20. Run the Statue of Liberty.
I think it's screen here.
At least trying the field goal range. Brom is under pressure going over the top for Denmark. It's incomplete. Ford Parks is running with him step for step and brings up 3rd down. Denmark has just signed a contract extension this week with the Bombers.
You got to look at Brian Brom's arm there. I kind of like that. I like the aggressiveness. Why not? Just go ahead and push the thing deep. Try it. Air it out. Right in here. He's going straight up the football field. Brom's going to have protection. He's going to let her fly. Certainly Denmark can as well.
Who's punt taken by Tim Brown. Flags are down as Brown filled the ball cleanly at the 11-yard line. And that'll be a no yards penalty of the 15-yard variety against Winnipeg as Dan West got in there early.
We're calling his name for the wrong reasons. Took one earlier.
No yards. Winnipeg number 33. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So the Lions get some breathing room here. Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
I tell you, playing these teams, man, is oftentimes you're an unsung hero. You're doing your job. You're flying down there, trying to create leverage. You get there just a little bit too early because you're hustled. Yeah, Dan knew it. He's a warrior on those teams for Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And now Glenn Lawson over the top, trying to find Sean Gore, but
that was a throwaway. And he still took a shot. That's more pressure by Bombers. They haven't shot away. You heard Mike O'Shea, their head coach, talk about it at halftime at Farhand. He says, we just got to believe in our blitz and get to them. They're continuing to do more of the same. Kevin was up to the task in the first half, going 14 of 15.
Lions trying to even their home record at 3-3 on the year. They were 16-2 at home over the previous 2 seasons combined. And now Glenn slings and the pass is incomplete. Trying to find Gore on the other side. That'll bring up 3rd down. And not much offensive production for the Lions here in the 2nd half thus far.
That was tight coverage by Bruce Johnson, first-year player from Miami. He was with Gore the whole way. Again, pressure being applied by the Bombers. Glenn's got one-on-one. He's going to come and run a dig, and there's the first-year player from Miami, Bruce Johnson, all over it. Watch him break on this. He's breaking before the receiver. Gets his arm in there and strips it. That's a heck of a play.
Schmidt with a low driving kick. Taken by Studemeyer at the 45-yard line, and more flags fly on the return. Studemeyer got close to the 45-yard line on the return.
Passing out of Charlotte tackle, there are flags down.
During the return, illegal block. Winnipeg number 52, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So again, the Bombers move back, this time to their own 39-yard line. BC leading by 10. Bombers get the bye next week. The last team in the league to get a bye week. I think so. And now the pass incomplete in the sidelines. And it brings up second down for the Bombers. So once again for Ryan Brom, a tall order against this BC defense.
Yeah, Gord, this is a situation where, you know, it's what you get paid to do. Talking about Shane's interview at halftime far, and he addressed that as well. That's what these guys sign up for. Come out there and be pro quarterbacks.
Should be the final play of the third quarter. Bombers only down by 10 here. BC plays. Here comes the rush. Brom stands in, but sails that pass over the Lions bench and out of bounds. It'll bring up third down. 16-6, the Lions lead. We'll return to the stadium. BC plays. And the CFL on TSN. Right after this. BC Lions with 224 passing yards to 117 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who have lost their starting quarterback, Drew Willie. And so once again, to emphasize for the BC Lions, in their last 7 quarters of football, Matt, they've allowed 11 points.
A dominant defense, and Kevin Glenn understands the defense that he's working with. He's been with them. This is his 10th game now, and he's just going to manage the game here on out. It wasn't a very productive quarter for Kevin. Only about 25 yards passing as far as my numbers go, but he understands that he doesn't have to be great. Just manage the football game against a tough defense and let the game come to you, and that's exactly what this quarterback will do.
And so the BC Lions, who have won 4 of their last 5 games, will try to even their home record to 3-3 here in the fourth quarter as Brown takes the punt to open the fourth quarter. Gets away from the first tackle, reverses field. Tim Brown still going. And Brown, with a flag down, gets right back where he started. So he ran a long way to get maybe a yard in the return, and that might be wiped out as there's a flag down on it. And once again, Andre Prue having a conference with his officials to decide what's going to happen here. BC next week, by the way, home to Toronto next game for them. A long discussion. This appears to be against the Lions. We've got an injured player as well. Kevin Glenn, by the way, is 18 of 23 passing, Matt, for 224 yards and a touchdown.
During the return, illegal block, BC number 20. That penalty's declined. Also during the return, major foul, unnecessary roughness, clipping. BC number 28, half the distance from the 15-yard line and a first down.
So Jamal Johnson called for the clip. Pascal Lochard is the injured BC Lion, just slowly now getting to his feet. So all that means that the Lions are going to start this drive at their own 7-yard line. So Matt, if you're the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, you're only down 10 with a full quarter to play. You do have an inexperienced quarterback, but if you get a stop here from your defense, you'll get some field position and you're back in the football game.
Absolutely. And it can happen. I mean, Winnipeg's defense shut down Glenn there in the third quarter for a tune of 31 yards passing on 4 of 8 attempts. And there was Yeah, they can do more of the same here in the fourth quarter. Give Brian Brom that offense short field. Maybe get a score defensively. We talked about it earlier. 22 defensive touchdowns already this season. 21 all of last season by the defenses. They could happen. We've seen it a lot in 2014.
From the 7, here's the carry to Stefan Logan, and Logan dives across the 10-yard line. Abraham Chroma filling in for Ejiro Kuali, the middle linebacker spot, came up to make the stop.
Yeah, watch this. This is just a bastardized front. You got 4 guys grouped up, and 51's going to emerge from the pile, basically going to fill in a hole right there. Stefan Logan looked like he shot out of a cannon, hitting that hole with no fear whatsoever.
There's Kuali looking on, as Farhan Lalji reported earlier. Took a finger in the eye.
I just can't believe that a finger in the eye is holding him out. I think it's a serious eye injury for that to happen.
Now on 2nd down, Glenn steps away from the pressure. Still coming and throws. Nobody there. And there's the stop the Bombers needed on defense.
And a good field position for Brian Brom and the Winnipeg offense coming here. They get a decent return by Studemeyer, who's lethal in himself. He can make things happen. Love watching that guy in return game.
S.J. Hedera is the injured BC Lion. Kevin Glenn has now thrown 4 straight incompletions.
This is not good because they've already down with the receiver. This is S.J. and what happened to him. He just run down the field. He just pulls up. It looks like a groin.
Same thing we saw with Courtney Taylor earlier.
It's a groin. Ceiling, roof is the ceiling. Yeah, right. That roof is open. Pretty warm here on the West Coast. I don't know, 25, 26, beautiful day out in Vancouver. It's a hot evening, but these guys are going down like it's 120 in here.
So Schmidt will have to punt from his own end zone. Here's the chance, the opening for the Bombers. 4 times this year, Matt, Winnipeg has won football games in which it's trailed in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
but the man who engineered those cutbacks,
yeah, he's on the sidelines.
He's on the sidelines, Drew Willie.
So Courtney Taylor's already down with a foot problem, ankle problem issue, and now it looks like we got a groin by Hedera. So everybody's up. Getting short, so I would expect them to go double tights. Expect Rolly Lambala being a lot in the offensive scheme now, and we'll see next time they have the football. But Winnipeg's gonna be a good field position. I want to see what Studemeyer can do with return here.
Standing close to midfield, awaiting the punt from Ricky Schmidt, who's been pounding it most of the night. From the goal line, good kick by Schmidt. Studemeyer, though, for the BC 50, fields it cleanly. And Studemeyer will go out of bounds at the 44, a 37-yard punt. A return of 5. And now the focus shifts to the BC defense, led by Saul Elamimian, who's having another outstanding night in Oregon. BC 45.
Lions fans know the importance of this drive and this defensive stop.
Brian Brom at the controls. Play fake. And as he dives out of the 41-yard line, the fake to Grigsby, and Brom takes it ahead. Or if that was drawn up that way, Willie having a look now for the Winnipeg sideline, shaken up in the first half when Kareem Smith took him down hard.
Yeah, I mean, they keep doing that. Robert Marr better get lathered up in a hurry because he's next up. You don't be running Brom too much and letting that figure he'll take shots at him.
And now Brom looking over the top for Kelly, and the pass is incomplete. Kelly being covered the play by Ryan Phillips.
Yeah, there's a day late and a dollar short of that ball. Needed to be out much quicker. I think he had plenty of time.
So now a field goal try and a long one for the Bombers to try to draw within 7.
And he's throwing a corner out to Aaron Kelly. He just didn't get it out there quick enough. Stick it out there. He could have gone high and over the top, but he brought him back and just didn't spot the ball very well.
This is a 49-yard attempt for Hairolahu. And he hits a low drive through. And the Bombers are within a touchdown with 12:07 to go in the 4th quarter. We're back after this. Bears got trounced by the Buffalo Bills in their opener. And the Lions start on the ground with Stephon Logan. And Logan around the corner picks up 4. You might have seen this coming based on who the Lions put out to start this possession, Matt. A lot of beef on the field for BC.
Yeah, you've got Cody Husband was out there and Rolly Lumbala, and that's a byproduct of already losing Courtney Taylor and S.J. Hedera out due to injury, and so they're going with the run, and that's not a bad call based on Winnipeg's defensive pass.
There was 7 offensive linemen on the field in that last play. Now a more traditional lineman on 2nd and long. Glenn up and throwing, and the pass is complete to Andrew Harris, and Harris thrown down right away by Damon Washington.
Yeah, they go empty backfield here, run a little hitch screen to 33. Good idea.
Gain is 8, first down BC.
Not having much success in between the tackles, so just get your weapons on the edge and give them the football. And that's exactly what Kevin Glenn does. They got 5 very tight offensive linemen, drawing them close, and then give it to Harris on the edge, gets a block, and Randall's there, and Washington's there, but not before he picks up a first down. I like it.
Back to the ground to Harris again. Busts through the middle, across midfield, and down to the Winnipeg 53-yard line. And a gain of 10, close to another BC first down.
This is just playing with your normal 5 offensive linemen, and Lumbala's coming across the edge. Watch what he does. He just comes over here, and he's going to bounce it right through the hole. This is a nice job by... There's Roley getting up at a 2nd level, sealing it. It's a nice play call. Success. We've seen it late against the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense. A defense that, if you ask anybody in the Bomber organization, says that it's a bend, don't break. They just take care of the penalty side of things. Don't blow up on special teams, which we've seen that already in this ball game. They're winning some of those games they've lost recently.
65 yards rushing for the Lions on the night in total, 22 of them from Andrew Harris. 16-9, the score in favor of BC. And here's Harris on the first down carry again. Moves the sticks again and piles down the 38-yard line. Drags Damon Washington with him for a gain of 16.
Yeah, well, it's more the same, just the other way. Same play call, just the other way. And you're going to watch everybody come down here, and then you're going to see Rowley get up on the 2nd level, and then Harrison's going to pick his way through on the other side this time. Wash him down, seal it, and there's a lane right there that Gordon Miller can run through.
I'm 49. I'd walk. Here's Logan.
Take a segue.
He gets spun around after a gain of 6. Maurice Leggett with the stop and a gain of, call it 5.5.
That's got to be disturbing for Bomber fans to watch this defense giving up big chunks on a very critical drive. This is a situation where, you know what BC's got to do basically based on the people that are out of the ball game and who they can afford to have on the offensive huddle. Logan bouncing it to the outside, picking up big chunk here, 7 yards, putting him in 2nd and 3 management situation. This is a big drive. They're only up 7. This is a very close ball game. Bombers are sticking around, but this is a huge stop for them. They're trying to force a long field goal.
Now the toss to Harris. He'll get straightened up as he crosses the 30-yard line. He'll be probably a yard short of a first down. This drive began at the BC 35-yard line, and they just pounded the ball up the field.
So you're going to go with McCallum, who's been money all year. He's got a streak going like crazy, or are you going to go with the 3rd and short situation?
And McCallum's streak just came and went to 23 on the last possession. But you're This is an interesting one, Mac. This is a full yard, maybe a bit more, and you wonder if at this point you just take your 3.
I don't know.
Well, you do. Well, you always gamble, so I can't ask you. Remember we told you earlier.
Going for it, but they're pulling McCallum
out. Yeah, they put McCallum up, try the field goal. The percentage play with 8.5 to go, making a 2-possession game. And this try will count from the 37-yard line. It was only his 2nd miss of the season.
Yeah, he's been on fire. Start a new streak here.
And he's back on the beam, and he's got 3 important points for the Lions, who are back up by 10, 19-9 the score. Team is winning the game, but Mike Beaneby's Lions are losing some players. Here's Farhan Lalji with more.
Yeah, Gord, this is turning into a real war of attrition. Receiver S.J. Hedera is done for the night with a groin injury. Now, they tried to tape up Courtney Taylor's foot to see if he could return, but no go for him. And Ryan Phillips, the perennial all-star halfback, is out with a hamstring injury. He's not going to return. So Torrey Williams, normally the nickel, the Sam player, is now going to move to the halfback spot for BC for the rest of this half.
Field goal, first down, Winnipeg from the 35-yard line, and Braum is under pressure and down as Khalif Mitchell reached out and got maybe the back of his shoe to make the tackle.
Yeah, it's a heck of a play by Khalif Mitchell. It's a hustle play, too. Deep drops by the linebackers, and Mitchell's going to bounce out here late and just get your shoestring tackle on Brian Braum. And he's going outside there, redirects, gets his hands up, then dives in desperation and makes the play. Well done.
Here comes the rush on second down. The pass complete to Grigsby, and Saul Alabamian will have none of that.
That's 100. That's 156 and 44. Getting there at the same time, putting up a brick wall. Well, that's fun to watch. That is just good defense. Smart defense, 2nd and long. Watch these guys drop. Soundly's going to drop. Biggie's going to drop. He's over here. You can't see him. But you will when the point of attack comes. Ball's chunked down. Here they come. Bam! That's good.
Tim Brown watches the punt go out of bounds. And out of up the 35-yard line, a flag comes down.
You will get punished. 100 all day. Watch out, baby. 44, 56, 100.
Playing with an edge, those two. I guarantee it. I'm the quarterback on the field.
That is a punt out of bounds. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the play. First down.
You hear what they're saying. We catch it, you will be punished. Team 100. They're having fun. And here's the last play we saw. Dump it down. They know what's going on. Bang. Tag teaming. That's sending a message. Those are 2 of the best in the league.
Another special teams problem with the Bombers. The illegal punt goes out of bounds in the air between the 20s, and so now BC set up at its 43-yard line. Here comes the running attack again. Andrew Harris bounces ahead. Does a good job to drag that pile up close to the 50-yard line.
That is outstanding. Outstanding 2nd and 3rd effort there by Andrew Harris. That is just want to and desire. Again, rolling the ball and drawn into the lineup. There's just tough sledding right there. Winnipeg trying to get a stop here, getting a 2 and out.
But you mentioned the importance of that last drive for the Lions. Take the ball from their 35-yard line down to the Winnipeg 30. Get the 3 points. Now Glenn over the middle for Arsenault. The pass is incomplete.
Yeah, Gord, going back to that last drive, although it only ended up in a field goal on McCallum, starting a new streak. They had 4 carries for 36 yards, averaged 9 yards per carry. A very critical time of the football game, getting back to a 10-point lead.
But now they'll be forced to punt with 5:54 to go. The crowd didn't like Benavides' call. Now Benavides is going to challenge. Is he going to challenge pass interference here?
That's about the only thing I can think he might.
Now, we mentioned that the last 14 coaches' challenges have been unsuccessful. That's an 11-game period.
Challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. He believed that there was a pass interference from on the defense. Play will be reviewed.
And pass interference challenges this year have been very ineffective. 32 of them, only 6 have resulted in an overturn.
Yeah, I believe this. This is Manny coming over here, and you let it play out, and
Bruce Johnson there on the coverage.
I think it's pretty dang up good coverage. I don't think you can get much better than that. That kid from Miami's playing lights out right now against one of the best receivers in the league, Bruce Johnson. He's a rangy kid against a big receiver, making that look pretty easy. I don't know if Benny's going to get this one, but I think he's feeling the stress, the tightness, and the closeness of this football game. It's one team 6-5, one 6-4, and this is a huge game. This is playoff football. Have big ramifications down the road and where you finish in the West.
There is not enough evidence to change the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. Ruling on the field stands, incomplete pass, 3rd down.
That's 15 unsuccessful challenges in a row.
Ricky Smith will punt it away from the Lions.
So the officials are way ahead of the coaches right now.
Well, yeah, there was plenty of evidence that there wasn't interference. That was good. That was a great play by Bruce Johnson.
Schmidt drives this deep to Studemeyer from his 12-yard line. Looking for the corner. Here comes Big Hill, and Big Hill makes a great special teams play for the BC Lions.
You're one of the best in the Canadian Football League. What you do at the linebacker position. And that's not enough for this guy.
That wasn't 100. That was all 44.
Yeah, it was his appetite for the game is evident on this play. This is a hustle play. He's already run 50 yards down the field. Then he's got to redirect against one of the fastest, most dangerous returners in the league, Detroit Studemeyer, and he tracks him down.
That's like a lion taking down a gazelle. Hunting him down and got him.
That's a great analogy, Gord.
Now 1st down, Bombers from their 15-yard line. Braum tries the screen pass, but Grigsby's wrapped up, and there's Kareem Smith along with Sel Olimibian on the tackle. That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, maybe 4.
Yeah, he just reads this out. Kareem's way out here, and this is what the Lions like to do with their defensive ends. Start with plenty of space on the edge and funnel everything to the linebackers. Kareem gets a nice push, comes off of it, redirects, and there he is. And that's based on Solomon Olimibian scraping outside, forcing him back into the inside pursuit. That's well-designed defense.
Now Braum up and throwing the pass is incomplete for Corey Watson. And once again, it's 3rd down for the Bombers. The bye week can't come soon enough for Winnipeg. Entering the game with 4 losses in the last 5.
There's a catchable ball, Gord. Spots it right in the hole. Goes right through his hands. That's the play you got to make. Professional receivers make those plays.
Iralahu to Brown, lets that bounce in front of him. And the Lions pick it up quickly as doing the punt with Jamal Johnson. Just a 30-yard punt. Winnipeg has gone 2 and out 4 straight times. So the wheel's getting wobbly here for Winnipeg. Poor special teams play, some penalties.
Turn in the league, watch out. Hey, you're never taking over.
Hear that? I'm the best returner in the league.
4 yards. Yeah. Winnipeg number 27, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, yeah, on the play, you talk about the bad punt, but it was a one-hopper back to Lirim Hairalua, and you're gonna watch the one hopper back to him. That's gonna throw off your time, and
had one go over his head earlier for a safety.
Yeah, he didn't want that to happen for the third time in 2 weeks. Throws off his rhythm.
So here's Harris with a first down carry. And just squirts out of that hole and gets down to the 30-yard line.
Well, he's got a long way to go to get to 250, but these are critical rushing plays here for Andrew Harris.
Gain of 7 on the play. Second down.
Gain of 7. And the clock continues to run down close to the 3-minute warning.
How do you feel about that, making predictions like that from players?
Namath did it, Messier did it. Maybe just leave it at that.
We're talking about Namath and Messier?
Yeah, just leave it at that. Let them do it.
Yep.
Now Glenn throws, Arsenal makes the catch, touchdown! A 30-yard score, and Manny Arsenault has his 6th touchdown of the year.
Yeah, this is outstanding play by Kevin Glenn. It's a veteran play action, draws the defense to his left, and watch his eyes. Just looks at and then snaps, goes to strike the Manny Arsenault. Then the big man walks in over Damon Washington. I love the play call. We used to do it all the time. Half roll, throw back. That's play action. Look the defense off to the play action side and snap back and hit a post on the backside is exactly what Kevin Glenn does. That's ball game.
And Paul McCallum puts the point after up and through. So now a 17-point lead for the Lions. These teams play one more time this year. So Winnipeg won the first meeting 23-6. So a 17-point difference in the first one. The same here tonight.
Yeah, here's Kevin Glenn. He's going to play action. He's going to look left, okay? He's got the big boys up front. Manny's talking about getting the camera on him, but Kevin's looking left. Look at his eyes, just all going this way, drawing the defense that way, knowing that he's coming backside, opening up room for his veteran receiver, Manny Arsenault, and throws a strike. Here's Manny. He didn't have to run. This is just basically get on your horse and climb the ladder and get deep, and the ball's there. Well, that's fun. That's the way they do it in practice. Well designed. Never a pause, never a doubt. Great picture of the veteran quarterback's eyes. This is what he brings to the table. Snap, give it to him. That's how quick it happens. That's from the gun. Point fake on the play action, snap, put it on the money, count it, ball game.
See Travis Lulay on the sidelines. Mike Benavides, the Lions coach, was asked this week about whether or not the Lions' Grey Cup hopes ended with the injury to Lulay, and he took offense to the question and said, that's not fair to Kevin Glenn. Use stronger language than that, but we can't say that. Stoudemire from the 10. And bounced out of bounds. At the 36-yard line, we've reached the 3-minute warning in Vancouver. And Kevin Glenn started the first 9 games of the year for the BC Lions. He's back in charge for the orange and black. 2.
And then, shout out, mama, everybody back home. And shout out to the O-line, KG. Bring that ass here.
Chance there.
Westerman all over.
Westerman was in the huddle on that play for Winnipeg.
Unabated to the quarterback. They should have blown that play dead. We saved Brian Brown a big lick. I believe he's right here, and he is uncovered, unabated to the quarterback. Usually they whistle the play dead before this happens. That hurts.
Comes again, second down, and Braun throws that.
Braun's pass is
Manny Arsenal almost had another catch, this time on the sidelines. And that'll bring up 3rd down for Winnipeg. So the focus in Winnipeg will be on Drew Willie's health. And for the bye week coming, whether or not the shoulder injury he suffered in the first half is serious.
That's unfortunate either way. This team's going to have to find a way to regroup because they're going to drop another one here tonight.
Only 5 losses in the last 6 games for Winnipeg.
And they're 1-5 against the Western Division opponents. It's going downhill quickly for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And meantime, on the other side, the Lions on the verge of winning for the 5th time in the last 6 games.
And the importance of having a number 2 guy that's capable, like Kevin Glenn, like a Drew Tate, like a Matt Nichols. It's huge.
And by the way, the BC Lions, including tonight, have no turnovers in the last 4 games. They have not turned the ball over in their last 4 games, including tonight.
That's clean football.
During the return, holding. BC number 13, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's how you're able to win games 7-5 or 26-9 at this point. That's the biggest stat most all the times you look at the plus-minus situation after a ball game, Gordon, that usually tells the tale.
You win the turnover battle, you'll win the football game about 95% of the time. So the Lions begin at their 30. 2:17 to go. Here's Harris again. It's by the first man, Chris Randall. Takes a shot for Deja Dunn. There's a gain of 12 and a BC 1st down.
This is it. This is just pot shot time for the offensive lineman in the running game. Just going to bounce it to the left, just sees it, makes people miss, as good backs do. Getting help on the edge from Keto Pobla. It's good team play.
And Harris gets free again. Up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 7.
This is his favorite time. Your offensive lineman, your big boy you like to eat. This is eating time. This is dessert. And you just get to pile it on here and come downhill and blow people up. Whole lot of grunting and groaning going on right now, and Andrew Harris is a beneficiary from those big boys doing it up front. I mean, wasn't it 250? But the last several drives in the 4th quarter have been critical for this offensive line against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense.
Now here's Stephon Logan. Around the corner, a 1st down, and gets out of bounds at the 54-yard line, but moves the sticks again, even the clock does stop. Gain of 7 to play. Logan averaging 5.5 yards a carry this year. Of course, it was last season when Logan was brought in midseason that Andrew Harris got moved out of the feature back spot for BC and to share the load.
Yeah, I mean, then you can throw a Tim Brown in there if you want to. They've got something going on here.
And now Beck in, gives it off to Logan. So you've got John Beck.
And you know, I'll say this about Jamarcus Hardrick, starting left tackle, 5th one for the Lions in the last 11 weeks. They like this kid. He brings a sense of toughness to the offensive line. 1st-year player from Nebraska. You know what they do down there. They churn it out. And they like what they see in this guy, and he's done a nice job tonight protecting Kevin Glenn and blending in quite nicely.
They do preacher curls and run the football in Nebraska.
What do you know about preacher curls?
Oh, look out.
Uh-oh, he blew a tire.
But look at this.
Oh, man.
He was running guilty there.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
An 18-yard gain for Andrew Harris.
Sniper got him. And as you called it, going running guilty. Making a prediction like that, you can't be doing this. Sniper gets him right here. Whoop! You got to get up. Find that hole. There's one right there. Shows you his speed. Oh, my goodness. Things are falling your way. That looked like he was on ice.
You heard
like Bambi.
You heard someone on the sidelines say, waited to set it up. And now here's Logan in down to the 30-yard line. This drive began with 2:17 to go in the fourth quarter. And the BC Lions just squeezing the life out of the rest of this football game.
This is dessert time for those big boys. And this is fun. All their hard work pays off. All that eating and lifting. We talked about the discrepancy between weight up front. Doesn't get any easier for the Bombers' defensive line with these big boys coming downhill.
Here's Harris back in. Bounces outside. Fights his way down to the 21-yard line. That's another BC first down.
Yeah, smart play by Andrew, staying in bounds. He could have turned it up, but he been forced out of bounds. The clock would stop, but he wants to stay in bounds.
It's 160 yards of the ground for the Lions tonight.
That's about 40 over what Winnipeg gives up. They give up 125 a game, and that's going to go up again. Because of what's happened here in the fourth quarter when they needed to control the line of scrimmage and kill the clock and establish a little bit of field position to get a 10-point lead. When only up by 7, they made that happen. Then it's more of the same here the last couple of drives.
Flag is down right near the end of the play here. So Kevin Glenn, who started the first 9 games of the season.
Time count violation, BC number 12. This is a loss of down, second down.
Gives way to John Beck. But Glenn, in his 14th CFL season, has more wins as a starter over the last 4 years than any other CFL quarterback. One thing remains out there for him.
What's that?
The Grey Cup.
Absolutely, and it's here at the house. What a fitting way to get it. Being the 4th quarterback in a row to host and win a Grey Cup with your football team. Kevin Glenn has put himself in a situation where that is feasible.
So the Lions Bombers have dropped 5 of their last 6, and BC wins a crucial West Division showdown. For Matt Dunning and Farhan Lalji and all of us at TSN, I'm Gord Miller. Now stand by for Sports Center. Coming right up.